society that teaching you to fit, and what is the other way?
The other way.
Because you say that we should be rebellion, yes?
Yes, being rebel, it means to be spiritual. Spiritual is a word that comes from spirit. In Latin is wind. In Greek is pneuma. It also still means wind. In Hebrew is ruah. So something in connection to wind all the time. And we think instead the spiritual is something in connection to peace and love, a kind of hippie status from the 70s. Nope, I'm sorry. Spiritual means you are in the desert. This is when this word was created. You are in the desert, you are going to the, making your Egyptian blocks, hammering the blocks for the pyramid of the pharaoh. Then you're going to your job. He's a slave at the time. And then you're going to the job and suddenly you feel in the air a perfume of roses and sea. Very distant. There is no roses in the desert, there is no sea. What you will do? You will stop and try to understand where this comes from, or you will go to the job and hammering on the stone. And that's being spiritual, following this wind. Society was not able to destroy this word, or to eliminate it. They just, manipulated the meaning. So when you are spiritual, you are a funny, hippie, mindfulness, lovely guy, whatever. It's in the gospel. In the gospel, Jesus. Matthew, I think, is chapter 10, verse 34. I came here not to bring peace, but to bring this word. The maximum spiritual person. It's not about peace and love. It's about finding your status, your rebellion status. Not try to fit, to find yourself. So, when you're a spiritual person, you are unpredictable. Society doesn't want to be unpredictable. You are editor, you are in a frame, you're supposed to do this. Please don't change. You will lose also.
A bit dangerous.
You become dangerous, absolutely, because also your friends, you will lose friends. If you change, you will lose friends. Because you are like a piece of puzzle. And me, having you as a friend, I know that you are doing this all the time. You know that jokes, you love to do this. Don't change my world, please. Try to fit my puzzle of friends. Yes. So when you change, you also lose friends. Of course, you can find other better friends.
But that's right, that you can lose if you are changing, so they don't follow. And they have some expectations. Even yesterday I was talking with one girl. She dared to say honestly what she thinks about her relationship. And she was like, so you are no more this comforting me one that is saying I'm doing great things. Suddenly she heard the word of truth and she was like, you are not my friend, because I expected that you will be always on my side no matter what I do, because some people are misunderstanding that you should be honest when you are friends, so you should be honest, but some are just looking for this yes, somebody listening. And
the yes, the comfort is very dangerous for our life, because it's more or less, and sometimes I've been misunderstood, my fault for sure, when I talked about mindfulness, when I try to say that, okay, fantastic, you do mindfulness, is the first step, but don't stop to that, because that is only to make you comfortable to the pressure and to the fitting of your friends, society, family. Because I have a horrible life, and then I meditate, and during these 5 minutes I feel so good, I detach from everything, I feel in nature, I feel so connected to myself, or what I think myself is. Then I go back to my same shitty life. So what is to resist more? When you are 13 years old, your feet are 37 number, European size shoe number. So your feet, they grow very quick. So after a month, and when you are 13 and 3 months, then your foot becomes 42. What do you take? Panadol? Do you take paracetamol? Or you change shoes? Why we don't apply the same to our lives? Why we try to take medicine or do something else, sticking in the same situation?
Because we are afraid to let it go. People are afraid to give up what they know. Very often, like they say that, like you have a little teddy bear and love this teddy bear, and you know this teddy bear, and even if somebody will say you can get a bigger one, but this one and it's yours, and we are like afraid of losing this what we have, because we don't know. Maybe you will gain, but maybe you will maybe you lose, and people are afraid, I think, of this unknown. And I think it's all about this fear, that we are too much of fear.
The game started with Adam and Eve when they tried to eat a fruit from the tree of knowledge. God didn't really want There were two gods, but this is not the story. It takes long to explain. But that tree was the tree, and we translate it like the tree of good and evil. It's not true. Is the original translation from Hebrew is the tree of wrong or right. We don't really know what is wrong or right. Let's say that to come here to have this fantastic meeting, you lose a train, and then you come late. This is wrong or is right?
It depends.
Depends. Depends is the secret. Because maybe on the train, on the second train you take, you meet the love of your life. So it's wrong or is right that you lost the train?
Exactly.
You don't know. So also losing that teddy bear that you were referring, maybe is right. In Kabbalah, into the ancient tradition, you cannot really lose anything that is really yours. So you lose only the things that you are supposed to lose. It's not like a destiny, blind destiny decision, because we do everything in our life. We are responsible for everything that happened to us, good and bad.
And I think that we too much attach to the things, like even there's this, like even this job that we are talking about. We are so much attached. We think that we have it,
Yes.
but like even you said, in reality, there are very few things that we own. We actually don't even own our body. We can control.
You are not your body.
Yes, you're not your body. It's
You're
like
not your body.
you have to, so how you can control and or want to have forever the same things in your life? when
Hopefully
it's-
not.
Yes.
Having the same things all life is equal to that.
Yes.
I know it's
You are
strong.
not developing. Yes.
Not at all. I love that you say you're not your body, because if I lose a hand, of course it must be a horrible thing, but I'm not my hand. Of course I will
Exactly.
miss my hand, but I'm not my hand. My identity is still there. So I'm not in my body. If you lose your personality, I cannot lose my personality. Yes, you can lose your personality. You can change it. Eric Berne, a fantastic psychiatrist, wrote that personality is a form of neurosis. Like, in the way that you've been born in this life, if they put you in cold water or warm water, or if they've been, slapping you, or you were not close to your mother or to your father, determines who you are. Determines the basic 70% of your personality. So who you think you are is really not determined by you, but by some coincidence in the hospital or in the house where you're born. This is horrible.
Yeah, but this is very interesting, and also like we living abroad, we both have this experience, like comparing the system. So this also is like that you got these liars, that it's not you. It's like you got some cultural background.
Yes.
Like you are from Italy, so you are always joking that you should be making
Pizza and lasagna.
pizza.
That, by the way, I do very well.
So you somehow fit to your
Absolutely,
the
always.
stereotype.
I try to fit all the time. No.
I don't believe it. But this is like we are meant to be this or that.
Yes.
Like I always say, I'm not representative of my nation. It's like I have my own way of thinking. But it's also very interesting to compare. When you live abroad, you can compare what they learned you. Like you say,
Yes.
what is yours? What was somebody that gave you during this growing up process in this country, because this is
Yes.
also very strong frame.
Yes. Why? I have a question for you. Now
Yes.
we opposite reverse the roles.
Yes,
I
sure.
like it. Why do you think we have cultural differences and they are so important? Why do you think we have culture? A small hint. Culture comes from a very old word that means cultura, means growing crops. So, in the culture, we grow these crops all equal. It's agricultural culture, agricultural
Yes.
tool. So, a cultura or a cultural thing is how to grow the same human being in the same absolutely way. What is the interest of a nation to have you so different from an Italian, from a German, from a Danish, from a French? What is the
My
interest?
guess is dividing us, like we
Yes.
can't communicate that well.
When there is war, it's good against evil.
Yes.
So I'm
And it's
Italian
like,
and...
exactly, and now it's like in the world that we live now this nationalism are coming back.
Yes, of
because
course.
this is very strong tool. Like the people can relate that we are from this nation, so we are better, and it's so amazing because most of the nations have the flag, and we are so much better because we hold this
All
flag.
nations are better
Yes.
always, all the time.
And this is very interesting discussion. That's why, for example, I like the vision of Europe that it's trying to say that we are something bigger. We are like living on this planet. We are like more than just your nation. Let's do
Absolutely.
something together, because it's
The-
something more.
The beauty of Europe, and I'm very active into European topics, and is the intention of Europe is fantastic. What was missing is that it's been kept only on financial level and not really on breaking borders. Yes, you can go to Italy and live there, but if you see, you cannot really have united way of living if a person in Italy doesn't get the same wealth or the same good living or the same possibility, or a person in France, in Germany, or in Denmark. Nation, I know is historical reason, but we can talk like 10 hours
Exactly.
trying to understand for each country what happened, because we totally forget and we don't want to remember. They don't exist. It's a border. It's something there are some flags, and if you're here, you're good. If you're there, you're bad.
Exactly.
If you're here, you'd make pizza. If you make there, you do vice versa.
Yeah. Yes, for example. So all these differences, but I think that people try to learn from one another and break this difference. Like you said, that it's the system is like more about these finances and things like that, but people are also traveling now more, so I think that they get more learning from who we are, like as a what is the concept of culture, like you are saying, like what is good, we can choose.
Yes.
So you want to be
You
more
can decide
Italian,
what kind of crop
yes,
you want to be.
Exactly.